Raw stats are boring, but it's the stories behind the numbers that drives action. Let me explain. If you're trying to get people to resonate with numbers that have meaning, like lifetime gross profit, churn, revenue, CTR, you might find that these numbers can make people's eyes roll to the back of their heads. But we regularly translate boring metrics into narratives that people can really get behind. So here's the framework. Number one, start with a business question. Covering a metric has to have a reason. You can't just assume everyone knows how the numbers connect to an action. So it's important to define what decision the data needs to inform. So you can ask yourself, what business decision needs to be made here? For example, if you're covering CTR, then you'll likely want to define a decision around areas like content packaging, headlines, subheadlines, things like that. If you're covering churn, you might want to define decisions around areas like customer experience, customer success, and pricing. Number two, visualize the trend. This is all about getting people to comprehend the gravity of the metric. If your lead conversion rate is low, this is likely connected to decisions around areas like targeting, traffic sources, page UI, page UX, and trust signal choices. But when you're telling a story, show, don't tell. So use simple charts and relatable comparisons to make it easier to digest. Number three, tell a story. Remember, a story is simply a collection of information told as a series of events. For complex topics like metrics, we typically use this format: past, present, and future. Here's where we were, here's where we are, here's where we want to be. And step number four, close with an action step. It's easy to say, here's what we could do, but that usually leads to indecision. So after identifying the data trend and visualizing it and telling the story, choose your least risky option or the option that stands to make the most impact on that metric. Now, storytelling for metrics isn't typically talked about, especially for teams and clients, but it's a helpful tool and we thought we'd share it with you. So how often do you turn analytics into stories? Let me know in the comments.